Okay, so what we start with today is the data visualization with histograms. That's what we do today. Now, what we have done till now are two graphs categories, that is your line chart and bar chart. Now we come to the third one, that is the histograms. Okay. Now, for line and bar chart, in both the cases, we have seen that we project the exact values what has been given to us. Like if it's for class 4, 80 students, class 5, 70 students. So exact values are plotted. But histograms is different. Histograms talks about frequency distribution being plotted in the form of bar chart itself, but it is not the exact values which are being plotted, given to us, and we directly plot it. No, we talk about something called as a frequency distribution chart in this case. Okay, now let's first understand what exactly is frequency distribution chart, and then we will get into the process of creating it. Okay, now anybody who remembers frequency distribution, you must have done it in class 9, 10 maths. Anybody? Okay. Basically, frequency distribution.
Ma'am, to put it in ranges.
Yes, yes. We
0
have
to
to
10.
We have to put it
calculate.
in breaks, and then while we put it in the breaks, then we have to mark according to the frequency, like from 60 to 70, 70 to 80.
Yes, so we
Then
talk
the output.
about the count present in a range of values. That is the main thing which we are trying to find out. Frequency is basically talking about the occurrence, how many values are occurring in what, in range, in a range of values. So basically your data is grouped into ranges in this case, and then we try to find out how many are applying to this particular range. Okay, like 100 to 199, 200 to 300. If I'm defining these ranges and then I'm saying, okay, how many apply to this range, how many apply to this range, like this we get the values. So then that becomes my frequency distribution. Okay, and plotting this frequency distribution onto my graph is going to create a histogram for me. Fine. Now this range of values are called as bins here. Okay. In maths or in statistics, we also call them class interval. That is a range of values. Especially in statistics, what I can remember is we used to call it as class intervals. Right? Here, these intervals are named as, the range is named as bins. Okay. So bins are represented in the x-axis and the frequency is represented in the y-axis. So x-axis has the range 1 by 1, and in every range, how much is the frequency is plotted as your y. Okay, so that's what we talk about here. The width of the bar, which we put in your range, that is the x-axis, is shown by the bins, and y-axis shows the frequency. It is similar to the bar graph because actually we are showing you the data in the form of bars itself. And but in this case, each bar is representing a frequency applied to a range. Okay, the width of the bar is very important because the width of the bar talks about the range. Okay, because the range might not be same for the entire group of data which you are setting. Like supposedly even for the CBSE marking grading system, as we say, like we have up to class for 9th, 10th, if I'm talking about, it is 95 to 100, 90 to 95. Then it is 80 to 90. So 5 chhod ke now it becomes 10 ka gap. Somewhere down the line it becomes 50 to 65, and then below 50. So the number of the range value which has been specified is not fixed.
But while doing histogram also, we need to see ना कि मतलब we have to convert it in somewhere like 0.5 या कुछ करके हम करते थे पहले. so that it becomes, so that the break is continuous. It is not discontinuous.
That's okay. That we do manually when we do it. In this case, we don't have to do anything if that's all. That is his headache. We have to just specify the range what we want to work on. Okay. And hence the ranges are not, we have to remember that the range might not be similar across. It can be a gap of 5 somewhere. It can be a gap of 10 somewhere. It can be a gap of 40 somewhere. It is not fixed. Compulsorily fixed. It can be fixed also, but not compulsory to be fixed. Okay. So that's the basic idea about your histograms here. Now let's again take up an example to understand it better, that what exactly will be the process of getting my data ready for plotting the histogram in pandas here. So let's consider these scores, test marks out of 50. It's 20, 30, 45, 32 like that for about maybe 10 students, 20 students, whatever it is showing us. And now we say that as per the scores, let's see that how many students will fall in the range I have given. My ranges is 20 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35. And here I am saying that I'm including both the upper and the lower values. 36 to 40 like that. I have defined my range. Then in the range, I will check out that is 20 to 25. How many are scoring in this range? So it's 20, like this one. These are bigger values than this one. Then this one. So 20 to 25, you got 3 values. Okay. 26 to 30. So this is one. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Only one value, which is 30. So one value. Right? So this is how we get our frequency distribution table, depending upon the range of data given. Fine. And then we take up this information, the range, which is my bins, and the frequency, and we land up plotting this. So we have to really see that how we do this particular thing in pandas now. Okay. So let us check out that. Second. Yeah. So as we move further, now we know how to do it manually, but okay, so this is how, like if I've drawn it manually with some other mechanism or I've drawn it myself, this is how it's going to look like. 20 to 25, 3, 25 to 30. You can see on the y-axis I'm getting this, right? So it's 1 for 25 to 30. For 30 to 35, it is 2. For 35 to 40, it is 0. For 40 to 45, it is 1 again. And for 45 to 50, it is 4. So this way I am doing my plotting. But now if we want to do it the way we want it for our pandas, then how exactly we do it? Okay, so that's what is the code we write in order to make a histogram in the pandas. What all things I have to give him, how I have to give him, what is compulsory to be given, what is optional, what he can do on his own. These things we have to judge and find out. Okay. Now, obviously, the first thing is we have to import the library. That's important for plotting. And here I'm not using series or data frame, so no need of pandas. Now here you can see that one list is giving me the data. So data could be, if I correlate it to my scores system there, which we saw in the manual thing. So 20 marks somebody has got, 30 marks somebody got. So you can say this data is actually the marks scored by students in a particular subject. Maximum marks is out of 50. So these are the marks being scored. Okay. That's my data. Second is I'm giving him another list of values and storing it in something called as a variable B. But what exactly it is, I'm going to use this as my range. How he is going to use it is this 20 to 26. Okay. Then 26 to 31. Now, obviously, the question rises which value to be included, which not to be included. I'm coming to that later. So 20 to 26, then 26 to 31, 31 to 36, 36 to 41, and 41 to 46. तो ये क्या बन जाता है? What is this exactly? These are my range of values or the bins
Yes.
or the class interval as we call it. ठीक है? So I've given him the data, I've given him the class interval, and then I ask him to plot. I'm saying plt dot hist. First argument is my data, then is bins. So bins is equal to, data is directly the variable only, variable of the list which has the values. I can replace these values directly here. Okay, that's also possible. So here I give the data followed by the bins. Okay, then other things again becomes optional. A label giving in the plot statement is being used for the legend. We've done this objective question yesterday only. Whatever I'm writing here will be picked up as the legend in the chart. You can see that. Okay, color, if you don't specify, it's blue by default. Okay, and data and bins I'm specifying. Though let me tell you, bins is also not compulsory. That is, you might not specify him the ranges also. Then what will he do and what will he plot? He will make the ranges himself if you want. If you don't want to give him the range, he will kind of take up the whole data, upper limit and lower limit, you know, pure data ka upper and lower limit, and then automatically make a range of values, like divide the data automatically into equidistant gaps, right? So he can do that if you do not mention the bins. Otherwise, you will write it as bins is equal to the value where you have stored the range of numbers which you want, or you specify the list of values here itself, which you want as to behave as the bins. Okay, so bins is not compulsory, and if you do not give the bins, by default 10 class intervals are created. There's also an objective question. How many bins are created by default by Python pandas? If you do not mention it, it's 10. The whole data will be divided into a range of 10 values, equally distributed. Okay. Otherwise, you give it yourself. Rest remains same. X label, Y label. You want to show the legend. Again, those the title is not there. I've not given the title in this. You can give the title. You can give the color for the labels. You can give the position of
Ma'am,
the
PLT history लिखते हैं.
to get the histogram. To get the histogram. PLT.bar is for the bar graph. PLT.hist is for the histogram. PLT.plot is for the line graph.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Yes,
how
Aman?
will it, ma'am, decide like this is the frequency?
I'm coming to that point. I'm coming to that. It's actually what it does is it just takes, like here the minimum value is 20, maximum value is 50. Okay, so if that be so, and by default is 10 bins he will create. So automatically 10 range of values mein 10 gaps mein it is dividing it. What will be the formula for that? That how many elements should be there in one range. So it is going to calculate it for that. Okay, it does it on its own. We really don't have to bother about it. We can try by giving some data to it.
No, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am, I
yeah.
mean like ma'am for 20 it is from 3 like 2.9.
I'm coming to that point. Okay. Now here I'm saying 20 to 26. Okay. Now you can see that in the x-axis, your 20 is my minimum value for the bin and 46 is the maximum value for the bin. So he has drawn that for you. 22, not 46 is not a marker here, but you can see that your bar is going beyond 45. So this is the limit, 46, till where I am actually defining. He will define these ranges in a more systematic manner. Upper range could be surpassing it by 1 or 2 values, but he will kind of divide or make this in a systematic manner, a gap of 5, a gap of 10, like that. But now what is happening, I'm not able to correlate that the first range is 20 to 26. So I should have something which tells me, okay, up till here is the first bar, right? How do I know this is the first bar? Because this is like the straight line coming from here, which I will not be able to draw if I try to, but okay. This is a straight line coming over. And for this range, how many values are there? 3 values are there. Then 26 to 31. So this is the thing. So if I go straight, I can make out it's a little more than 30. How many values are there? 1. Then 31 to 36. How many values are there? 2. You see that? 2. 36 to 41, no values. And then again 41 to 46, it is 1. It's actually the same data what I used in the example there, test scores. The range is same, the number of frequencies are also same in every range. So that is how he has plotted it. But yes, if he would give me these marks, then it will make it more easier to understand. So in order to do it, I give him something called as edge marks, so that he can draw those edges for me and it makes it more clear that where exactly is it going. So I add this edge color is equal to black to get this particular line done automatically. And now you can see 20 to 26, 3, 26 to 31, 1, 31 to 36, 2, 36 to 41, none, 41 to 46, 1. That is how he has created the histogram. The bars are equally gapped because my bins or the ranges used in the bin is equally spaced. And a 5 5 ka hi gap hai, 6 6 ka whatever. So that is why the bars are equal in width. Okay. But if we see some more examples, we can find out that it is not compulsory to have it like this. Now see this example. It's an example of an histogram with a varying bin size. You can see 0 to 33, then 33 to 45, then 45 to 60, 60 to 100. Okay. So it's not compulsory to have equal range bins. You can have a different range also. Like here,
Could you please once show the previous slide?
Yeah. Anything you want to ask in this? Here, actually, there's no difference from the previous example. I've only added the edge color black so that we get this line. Because if I'm not getting this line, I can't make out now where it is coming and touching on the x-axis.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, I still have a confusion. But
yes.
How does it decide the frequency?
It calculates it on its own.
Achha. It's not our cup. Like, we don't have to do anything.
Yes, you don't have to do anything. That's what I'm saying. We give him the data. We give him the range. He will calculate the frequency himself and plot it. That's the beauty. And even if we don't want to give the range to him, he will make 10 bins on his own and plot it. I mean, then calculate the frequency and then plot it also. We really don't have to do anything. I just have to give him a bulk of data values that I want to plot this in the form of a histogram.
Ma'am, then in the exam, they will not ask for like frequency
No,
questions.
see what they ask for that we don't know. They can ask for that whether bins is
I mean, in general, I mean, descriptive exam. What do they ask?
No, say, I mean, it depends. If they are giving you the bins, you will follow the bins. If they are not giving you the bins, then 10, I mean, the value of 10 will be the default value and you will work. They might ask you and say that, okay, whether the bins, if I'm writing the bins or not is important or not. That way, I mean, those options could be that where somewhere you not included the bin statement. So it is not wrong. That could be the correct answer also that way. We'll see some questions. Maybe I'm not able to get what you're trying to say.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, asking like in the exam paper,
Mhm.
will they ask like for 20 to this 26, what will be the frequency of this? Will they,
No,
will
they'll
ask?
not ask you to calculate the frequency. Don't worry. They will not
Okay.
ask you to calculate the frequency properly and do the statistics for it. That will not be the case. But yeah, of course, if they give you if they give you a data like this, if they give you a question like this, and the options are the output, right? The options
Yes,
are
ma'am.
the output. Then in that case, of course, you have to check out the bins and calculate from here that what's the frequency and then see.
Ma'am, could you please give me the option of share screen? I wanted to show something. कुछ दिखाया था. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah, just let me give you the permission. Yeah, share. Instead of comma, you've given a dot after bins dot b. Before color, there has to be a comma. You've given a dot here, right? Bad input a line for a.
This one only.
This one only,
Yeah.
yeah. This
So I have-
data, then bins, then comma color, then comma label, then comma edge color.
अच्छा वो dot दे दिया मैंने.
Yes. It has to be a comma. Again, you're giving dot only. Now execute. Even your next two things are X is not capital in X label.
अच्छा.
Y is not capital in Y label. If you're writing X label, then you have to give the value for the label also. No? Brackets may give something for the Y. X label is not students. X label is actually your range of marks. Number of students is Y label. Range is your X. Na? Bins are your X always. Not marks also. Number of students. Number of students is Y. Actual marks to project in your. Are we projecting the marks exactly? No. We are projecting how many people have got a particular set of marks. That's what we are. So here you write in the Y label this thing. Number of students. Number of students. Yes. Wait, still a problem. PLT. Oh, your data and B are not tuples. I mean, not list. You have made a tuple. It has to be a square bracket. You enclose the data and the bins in your. Not here. Line number 2 and 3. This is okay. This is supposed to be half circle only. This has to be square brackets. Achintya, please practice on your machine. Square brackets. You need a lot of practice. Similarly for B also, yes. Put square brackets. Yes, beginning also. Now in line number 4 also, before data you put a 9. Change that to. That should be an opening bracket, beta, closing bracket. Line number 3, you put an opening bracket. Yeah. I mean, you put a closing bracket, sorry, opening bracket. Yes. Now coming down to the next line. Next line, wait. Next line. After hist, delete that 9 and put a half circle. For legend, put half circles. For show, put a half circles. They are not attributes, they are functions. The brackets are compulsory. Put the half circle of the legend. Opening,
Yes,
closing.
ma'am, I remember that. I don't know why did I put it that.
Put it before executing. Put that. Yeah, and for show also. Now let's see. Again, the same thing. Am I missing out on something? PLT dot hist data. Okay. Bins is equal to B.
मैम इसको लेजेंड भी तो स्पेसिफाई करना पड़ेगा ना।
लेबल उठा लेगा ना बेटा वो। I've given the label in the
Label तो it is given.
in the hist. I've given a label. That's what he will pick up and display. And the color he'll take automatically as green. That's okay. But what's the problem in the histogram line? Okay, close it. Let me do it in trinket method. Just stop the share. Maybe something I'm seeing and I'm not able to correlate. Let's do it ourselves. Others also, if you have your machines handy with you, please do it. Okay, so here we go. Python 3 in trinket. Please take Python 3 and not Python. Here I'm saying import matplotlib pyplot as plt. Let me have the data copied so that at least we get something similar to that. This is my data and this is my bills. Then we go for the plotting. So we are saying plt.hist. First is my data, comma, the value of bills is equal to b. Right? As of now, nothing else I'm putting. Let us just have it first. Not sure. It's coming. Okay, now let us add the things we've added. Winds ho gaya, then you've added color. Color is equal to green. I hope you've selected Python 3 and not Python.
I'm Python 3 only.
Okay. Check. Check the line properly. You have some character missing somewhere. H color is equal to black. Anybody else who's tried? Lakshmi, you've tried it?
No
Samyukta?
ma'am.
Acha, Samyukta? Shan, anybody who's tried? Why is it giving that error there? I really can't make out. It's coming. What is the data? Let me see once. Share, Chintya. I didn't check the content of the data in your this thing.
Sorry, I didn't heard you.
There are three.
Share again.
Okay.
20, 30, 40, 20, 26, and 31. It's okay. No, 20 to 26, 26 to 31. You're going out of range also. Change it, make it 40, last color value. Or 41.
Okay.
In B, huh? Make it 41. Now run it. But it's actually plotting.
It is showing something wrong in line 4.
Bins. It says bins is unexpected keyword. You've written BINS only, no? Yeah, that's what it's showing.
Now it is showing pink and is equal to.
Pink and equal to. Remove, I mean, delete that equal to and do it again. But it's equal to only. Just make this line a comment and write it again in front of me. Put an equal to now in between the two. It's okay. Make this line a comment and write it in front of me again. Next time, enter mark equal to that.
I should write the line again.
Just write only the basic thing. Na? We leave the color label and edge color as of now.
Okay,
just that part, write it again. Maybe, some character I'm missing out. So it's very clear. Make this line a comment and just. चलो delete कर दो इसको, delete करो. plt.hist, okay, data. No, plt.hist is already written. Just write data, comma, bins equal to b. Bins equal to b. Equal to minus again. equal to B. Remove the comma after that. And execute. Close everything, open trinket again. Open trinket. I didn't ask you to stop the screen share.
Ma'am, what is the use of data which we write now?
Data is the entire bulk of data I'm giving. No, the numbers, actual marks. See, what is my data here? This is my data, right? This is the data. You can just change. This is a variable. This is nothing else. I can make it Sumit also. No problem. This is just
No,
the,
ma'am, like I mean,
those
it's
are the
not-
marks. Those are the actual marks. This is the range. And he is calculating that he's checking from 20 to 26. How many people have got the marks here? Where? Here. Okay, so if this is my first range, 20 to 26, this fellow has got marks. Then 20 to 26, this fellow has got and this fellow has got. Hence 3.
okay, ma'am. Got
Ma'am,
it.
shall I screen share again?
Yes, wait. Share. I'll do it from the beginning. Why are you getting all this? Go back again and open Trinket. Trinket.io, okay. Now don't go to Python 3 from here directly. Go to its default this thing. Open the, yes, open from here. Yeah. Set up your free account quickly. यहाँ से नहीं करना यार. या sign in with Google करो. नीचे आओ. नीचे आओ. Sign in with Google option. It's sign in with Google it is showing ना. करो. Okay, now go to the home option they have on the left side. Yes, click on this. Now click on new trinket. Then click on Python 3. And then quickly type in. Yes, here you type. Jaldi type करो. plt.matplot क्या लिख रहे हो बेटा? Import matplotlib.plt. Sorry, .pyplot as plt.
Yes, ma'am, I'll do it right now.
Okay, please do. Yeah, you can stop the share,
I'll
then we can continue.
stop
Yeah.
use.
Yes, here it will work because even your thing was not coming correctly. Okay, so continuing out here, I hope everybody got the meaning of what exactly. How am I getting this value 3? How am I getting this value 1? Value 1 is 26 to 31. How many values do I have in this range in my data? From 26 to 31, I have 26 to 31. This 30 I have. Then, yes, no other value. Hence, it is 1. The frequency of values in this range is 1. Similarly, 31 to 36, how many values? It should be 2 values because that's what I'm plotting here. Okay, so that is how it is calculating the thing for me and doing it on its own. I hope it's clear. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Others also very quietly are sitting. Now, in this example, as I was saying, we are talking about the varying bin size. Your bin size here is 0 to 33, 33 to 45. So here it's 33 marks. 33 to 45 is about just 12 marks. And 45 to 60 is approximately 15 marks. And then 60 to 100 is around 40 marks. Okay. The bin range can be anything. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that your first value 0 is not included. So it's 1 to 33. And otherwise, no, it should be 0 also included here. I'll correct it. First value, no, first value and the last value is not included. So always remember that the range should be one more than this. If you want to calculate till 100, it should be 101. If somebody has 400, then that will not
Can
be
I
counted.
show it one again, ma'am? It is, I've written.
It's working or it's still showing the error?
Ma'am, it's actually not showing any error, but it's not working also.
Okay, sure. One value, 26 to 41, you have two values. Okay. What does it say? We'll run again. Sometimes if the server is not connected, it doesn't show. Again, execute. It's come. 20 to 26 and 26 to 41. 20 to 26, you've got one value, and 26 to 41, you've got two values.
Another value. वो मैंने दो तीन बारी करा ना तो वो run तो वो दो तीन
Sometimes
बारी
it happens when you're working with Trinket because it's connecting with the server continuously whenever you're clicking for execution. It doesn't happen, so be patient and do it once or twice. It will work. Okay, close now. So do practice. It's very important that you do it. Otherwise,
कैसे करना था
it'll
वो नहीं
create
होगा
a problem.
काम करेगा
Yeah, so you have to start practicing now. Okay, now what happens if you do not specify the intervals or the bins to Python? He will himself create how many? 10 equal bins. Please expect a question from here. By default, what is the bin value? Like a definite question kind of a thing. So by default, there are 10 equal bins which is created. Now in this question, you can see import is done, the data is given. I've changed the data now, I think as per the previous question. And I'm asking him to plot it. So I give him the data, which is compulsory. That data you have to give. Rest, nothing is compulsory. Neither the color, nor the edge color, nor the bins. That is also not compulsory. Okay, but you have to give him the chunk of data on the basis of which you want to calculate the frequency distribution. And what will be the range of values taken into considerations by default. Now, based on your data, it has calculated 20 to approximately 28, you can say. One range, 28 to 33, 33 to 41, 41 to approximately 54, 54 to 61, 61 to 68, like that. 10 bins, equal bins it has created, and then plotted. Okay? That is something important, that giving the bins is not compulsory, and bins can be given in the form of numbers also. So here I tell him how many bins I want. That also I can give. I said I want the data to be considered in 5 equal ranges. So he will do that and then calculate the frequency and then plot it. So 3 ways I am giving him the bins. Number 1, I specify the actual range of values, upper, lower limit, followed by next upper limit, followed by next upper limit, like that, as a set of values. Okay. Second is I tell him how many bins I want. So I give him a number that I want 5 equal range of values to be created for me, based on which you do the plotting. Okay. And number 3 is that I do not mention the bins. Then by default, he will do the calculation of bins for me. And then in that case, he makes 10 equal division, 10 equal range of values he will create. So like if your values range from 1 to 100, then it will be 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, because that's how 10 ranges automatically created. If it's 1 to 200, it will be 1 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100, 100 to 120, 120 to 140, 140, 160, 160, 180, 180 to 100. Automatically you will do that. Or else you can just tell him how many bins I want. My data is from 0 to 200, but I don't want 20 bins. I don't want 10 bins. I want just 5 bins. You can tell him that he will accordingly. Bins equal to the number. Rest of the process is same. Once he's divided the data into equal bins, then he will count how many values are in every bin, in every range, and that is plotted. So here it's like 20 to about 33. It is 3 values. 33 to 48. It is 2 values, like that. Okay. So 2 things to be taken care of. One is bins and one is the data. That's it. Now here I've kind of summarized because anything out of this can be asked in the exam paper in objective questions. It mentions the sequence of integers, which is your bins. Okay. Optional argument in the histogram function.
Could you please once show the previous slide? I want to check something. Thank you.
Wait. This is not the previous one. This is the previous one.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, so it's an optional argument because it's not compulsory to be given. Then not mentioned, Python by default creates 10 bins of equal range of data given. It takes the lowest value and the highest value from the data and divides the range into 10 equal parts. If the bins is customized, that is mentioned in this kind of a range thing, then it will have 3 bins. I mean, in this case, 3 because it will be 1 less than the number of values mentioned. So if it's got, this is the bins equal to you're mentioning 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many bins is actually creating? How many ranges is actually creating? It's 1 less than the count, no? Because 11 to 15, 1 range, 15 to 20, another range, and 20 to 30, another range. So 3. So if this is a set of data meant to be my bins, how many bins are created? You just have to see the count and 1 less than that. Okay. Now, as per this range of values for the bins, how exactly the bins would be created? 11 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 30. Now, as per which value is included and which value is excluded. So 11 to 15 will include 11, but exclude 15. 15 to 20. So lower limit is included, upper limit is not included. 20 to 30, both are included. In the last bin, both are included. The last value is also included. Please rectify that. I think I said something wrong in the place where I was talking about it. Okay. When you are mentioning the bins yourself, you have to be careful about the fact. Otherwise, you might lose out a particular value. It will not be counted. That when you mention the bins, the first value is included and the last value is also included, inclusive. Okay. And 11 to 15 means the upper limit is excluding every time except for the last range. Lower every time it is included. Fine. And then we say that the number of bins we want, we can also write it as bins is equal to how many bins you want. These are the few things that can be asked in the objective questions in any particular way. Okay. Now, last part before we close is that sometimes these bars of histograms put together, by default they are put together, joined, because the range overlap kar raha hai na? I mean, they are joined, the bins. But I do not want it to be like that. I want a little gap inside it, so that it looks better. So then I can give this argument R bit, which will, if you say 0.9, so you can say R bit by default is 1, complete 1. So it is taking the whole area. If you say 0.9 or 0.8 or 0.7, so that much is reduced. 0.1 is reduced, 0.2 is reduced. Okay, and hence you get a gap. So here I've said 0.9, so a little bit of 0.1 ka gap chhod ke it has made the next bar. Okay, so this is another thing which we can do if we want to create gaps. It's not essential. Generally, the Histogram is like that the bars are joined. But pandas is giving you this option. हम लोग जब, in statistics we used to do it. We never used to have it with gaps. It is always without gaps only. Okay, that's complete about your histograms. Practice these examples only what I have given here. I will share a worksheet and an MCQ both, which
Ma'am,
we
please take
discuss.
attendance.
Yeah, which we discuss tomorrow. Go through it. I want you to answer them in the next class because then we do questions and implementation based on it. Fine, just give me a minute.